What if the signs of cheating aren't rage and distance, but hugs and gifts? What if the person planning a betrayal isn't hiding in the shadows, but smiling right in your face, telling you she loves you more than ever? A man reached out to me recently. He was in what he called a perfect relationship. Then, a coworker's comment on her social media. She laughed it off. Just a friend from work. A few weeks later, she became incredibly affectionate, showering him with praise and gifts. He thought they were finally reconnecting on a deeper level. A month after that, she went for a girls' night. Her phone died, and she didn't come home until the next morning, coffee in hand, saying she just fell asleep at her friend's house. He believed her. He wanted to believe her, until the truth came out, and every confusing piece snapped into place. The random affection, the inside jokes with the friend, the dead phone. It wasn't a series of accidents. It was a strategy. And that's why we're here. Because deception isn't always obvious. It's often subtle, manipulative, and psychologically brilliant. By the end of this video, you will gain a powerful new level of awareness. You'll learn to decode the confusing behaviors that allow infidelity to hide in plain sight, not just to spot red flags, but to understand the psychology behind them. This is the knowledge that protects you from being played and gives you the clarity to see the truth, even when it's disguised as love. But first, a critical disclaimer. These are not just female tricks. They are human behaviors used by anyone, regardless of gender. And more importantly, they are not absolute proof of cheating. They are signals that a relationship is in crisis, stemming from deep unhappiness, stress, or a total breakdown in communication. The goal isn't to make you paranoid, it's to make you aware. You're looking for a pattern of behavior, not a single mistake. Now let's pull back the curtain. The first and most counterintuitive trick is what I call the affection mask. It works because it feels like the opposite of a problem. Most of us associate affection with honesty, so when a partner is being sweet, loving, and attentive, your guard goes down. A cheating partner uses this instinct against you. When guilt from their betrayal starts to set in, a powerful psychological urge is to overcompensate. They become hyper-attentive, cooking your favorite meals, sending loving texts, initiating intimacy, making the relationship feel better than it has in months. You're thinking, wow, she's really putting in the effort. In reality, she's trying to quiet her own conscience and neutralize your suspicion before it even exists. This is a textbook case of cognitive dissonance. Her action, I cheated, is at war with her self-image. I'm a good partner. To resolve that inner chaos without confessing, she showers you with affection, not just to perform for you, but to convince herself she's still a loving person. So how do you spot the difference between genuine love and a mask? The key is the timing and the texture. Real connection grows. It's earned. This guilt-driven affection appears suddenly, often after a period of distance or a night she can't fully explain. It feels intense, but also hollow and unearned. Your gut will tell you this sudden fairy tale romance feels off. Have you ever experienced this sudden confusing wave of affection that just didn't feel right? Share your story in the comments. It could provide the clarity someone else needs. And if you're finding value in this breakdown, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community of men dedicated to seeking truth. Second trick, the guilt flip. But what happens when affection isn't the weapon of choice? What if instead she turns your own mind against you? That brings us to one of the most powerful tricks in the book, the guilt flip. It starts with you asking a simple, fair question. You've been on your phone more than usual. Is everything okay? An innocent partner might explain or get slightly annoyed. But a partner using the guilt flip will detonate. They'll meet your question with disproportionate anger, immediately turning it back on you. I can't believe you don't trust me. You're so controlling. And then comes the masterful flip. You know what? I bet the only reason you're so suspicious is because you're the one hiding something. Suddenly, you're the one defending yourself. The conversation is no longer about her suspicious behavior. It's about your trust issues and insecurity. You came in with a valid concern and walked out feeling guilty and crazy. This is a classic psychological defense mechanism called projection. By accusing you of the very thing she is doing, she metaphorically hands you the guilt, For a moment, she's not the bad guy, she's the victim of your paranoia, and the conversation is shut down. The telltale sign is the extreme reaction. An innocent person seeks clarity. A guilty person often seeks chaos. If you've ever been made to feel insane for asking a reasonable question, type "gaslit" in the comments below. Now, from psychological warfare, we move to the most common bridge to an affair, a trick disguised as something perfectly normal, a new friendship. It starts innocently. She mentions a friend, usually from work or a social circle. Soon you're hearing about him constantly, his jokes, his problems, his opinions. Her phone lights up with texts from him, filled with inside jokes you're not a part of. When you finally voice your concern, you're hit with a defensive wall. What? I'm not allowed to have male friends? You're being so insecure. This line is designed to make you feel like a controlling, jealous partner for even asking. But here's the psychology you need to understand. Many affairs don't start with physical intent. They begin in an emotional void. If she feels unheard or unappreciated in the relationship, she becomes vulnerable to validation from someone else. This friend starts to fill that void. He listens, he compliments her, he provides the emotional intimacy that's gone missing. This is the birth of an emotional affair. The difference between a genuine friendship and this is secrecy and the transfer of emotional energy. The problem isn't that she has a friend, it's that this new friendship is becoming her primary source of emotional support. She guards her phone, withdraws from you, and might even start comparing you to him. When the "just a friend" defense comes out, it's often because it's no longer just a friendship. Do you agree that there's a clear line between friendship and an emotional affair? Let me know your thoughts, agree or disagree, in the comments. The fourth trick, strategic apathy. This next deception is one of the most dangerous because it's silent. It looks like peace, but it's actually emotional abandonment. This is strategic apathy. For months, you've had the same arguments. You plead for change, she argues back. There's conflict, but there's still engagement. Then, suddenly, it stops. You bring up an issue that would have started a war last month, and she just shrugs. "You're right," she says, with zero emotion. The tension is gone, but the quiet that replaces it feels cold and empty. You might think, finally she gets it, but what's really happening is that she is emotionally checked out. Conflict, as frustrating as it is, requires energy. It means both people are still invested enough to fight for the relationship. When the fight suddenly dies, it's often because her energy is now going somewhere else. She's found another source to meet her needs. Why argue with you about not being heard when someone new is listening for hours? The fight is over because, in her mind, the relationship has already been lost. This apathy can have other causes like depression or burnout. But when it's abrupt and follows a long period of conflict, it's a grave sign she may have already found your replacement. The red flag is when the absence of fighting feels like a profound lack of connection. You're living with a roommate, not a partner. So far, we've covered subtle hidden tactics, but this next one moves from quiet deception into open justification. It's the revenge play, where infidelity is used as a weapon. This typically happens after you've hurt her deeply, either through your own affair or years of perceived neglect. In her mind, her subsequent affair isn't something to be ashamed of. It's driven by a sense of righteous anger. If she confesses, she'll frame it as something she was entitled to do. The narrative becomes, "You pushed me to this," or "Now you know how it feels." In some cases, she won't confess but will become reckless, leaving obvious clues. It's almost as if she wants to be caught, because getting caught is the point. The affair is an act of psychological warfare designed to make you hurt as much as she did. The internal logic is primal. I will make you feel the same pain you caused me, so you finally understand. The red flag here is that the infidelity is wrapped in anger and justification, not guilt. When confronted, she isn't sorry for her actions. She's angry at you for forcing her hand. The goal isn't to hide the affair, it's to make you feel the full, painful weight of it. Have you ever seen a situation where cheating was used as a weapon? Share your reflection on this dynamic below. Number 6, the security blanket. This trick is wired deep into a person's psychology, often long before they even met you. The affair isn't about you or the other person, It's a security blanket to manage her own core insecurities. You'll notice a confusing push-pull dynamic. She seems terrified of you leaving and requires constant validation. At the same time, she keeps you at an emotional distance. She maintains a network of friends or admirers, often online, who provide a steady drip of attention. When your relationship hits a rough patch, she immediately leans on this network, sometimes crossing a definitive line. The affair partner serves as a backup plan, ready to catch her if you fail. This behavior is often driven by an insecure attachment style, which research shows is a major risk factor for infidelity. For someone with an anxious attachment style who deeply fears abandonment, an affair provides proof that they are still desirable. For someone with an avoidant attachment style who fears true intimacy, an affair creates distance from their primary partner. In either case, the affair is a dysfunctional strategy to manage old wounds. The red flag is a chronic pattern of needing outside validation. She may have a history of unstable relationships and always keeps a roster of orbiters in the background. If you see this, you're not just dealing with a relationship problem, you're dealing with a deeply ingrained personal cycle. If this pattern of needing constant backup validation sounds familiar, type orbiters in the comments. Trick number 7, the art of misdirection. This final trick isn't a single strategy, but a collection of small, intelligent tactics designed to create maximum confusion and keep you perpetually off balance. It's the art of misdirection. Its sole purpose is to derail any conversation that gets too close to the truth. You ask a direct question, and you get spun in circles until you give up. You ask, "Where were you last night?" She deflects with a joke, "Plotting world domination. What's for dinner?" You press the issue, and she uses affection to disarm you, pulling you in for a hug. "Why are we fighting? I love you. Let's not ruin the night." You ask for details, and she gives you a word salad, a long, rambling, vague answer that says absolutely nothing while sounding like it does. In every instance, your question is never actually answered. This is a brilliant strategy for 2 reasons. First, it avoids a direct lie that can be exposed later. Second, it's mentally exhausting for you. Over time, you learn that trying to get a straight answer is pointless, so you stop asking. You've been trained into silence by sheer frustration. The ultimate red flag is a consistent pattern of conversational evasion. A serious conversation should not feel like a chess match. If you have to strategize just to get a simple answer, you are dealing with a master of misdirection. So there you have it. The affection mask, the guilt flip, the just a friend alibi, strategic apathy, the revenge play, the security blanket, and the art of misdirection. It's crucial to remember our initial disclaimer. These behaviors are not definitive proof of infidelity on their own. They are, however, undeniable signs that something in the relationship is deeply broken. Their true power lies in the pattern, that consistent, gut-wrenching feeling that you're losing your grip on reality. Your intuition is often the most reliable detector you have. The goal of this video was not to turn you into a paranoid detective. It was to empower you. It was to give you a framework to understand the confusing and painful behaviors you might be experiencing, and to validate that feeling in your gut that something is seriously off. Ultimately, a healthy relationship is built on open, honest communication. When these patterns emerge, that foundation is cracking. The only way forward, whether it's repairing the relationship or ending it, is to bring the truth into the light. If this video opened your eyes, let me know in the comments which of these tricks was the most revealing for you. Your story matters, and if you value this kind of deep dive into relationship dynamics, please subscribe and join our community of men committed to building stronger, more honest lives. You don't have to navigate this alone. Thank you for watching.